go.
Was that good?
Yeah.
Or did I do it again?
No, you.
Just kidding. Okay.
All right. So now just talk here. I'm gonna be quiet. Ignore me.
Okay. It all started. I'm just kidding. Okay. I grew up in a Christian home. I knew of God my entire life. But there's a difference between knowing of God and actually knowing God. And yeah, so that's kind of like what the teen center introduced me to when we would go up to the Oaks and things like that. But there came a point in my life, I remember, I think I was in 9th grade or 10th. I was like, you know what, God, Jesus, like, I got this, you know, I got my life, like, I think I can handle this, you know, and like deuces, right? Or so I thought, right? Because our God is a God that pursues. And so I like stopped coming to the teen center and basically just wanted to run my own life, right? Thought like I can make these executive decisions that would like take me places, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, I was a teen. And so I don't want to say like cut ties, but yeah, I just started doing my own thing for 10th, 11th, 12th grade, my first 2 years, I want to say, of college. But that whole time, looking back now, God was already pursuing me. And so I had come to a point where it was just like, I had made these decisions, and it brought me to a place where I was like, what is this, you know? And there was one specific moment where I was just like, what am I doing? Like, how did I end up here? Like, what's going on? And so I experienced something that I never experienced. Like, I was like, what is this, you know? And I thought back to like Kaleo days and how repetitively they'd be like, God is everywhere and our God is good. And so in that moment, I was like, you know what? Like, I'm gonna just test this out, you know? Like, he shows up. And I think it's the most sincere prayer I've ever prayed. I was like, you know what, God? Like, I'm in this, and this. And yeah, I need you to come through, you know? And in that moment is where I had my first actual, like, tangible encounter with Christ. And after that, I was like, okay, like, this is real, right? This is real. Like, everything they've been talking about is real. Like, oh my goodness. And so I thought back and I started asking God, like, what do you want me to do now? You know? And I remember it kind of felt like he told me, well, it's time to like just be with me, right? Just hang out with me. Just, you know, like draw near to me. And so I was like, okay. And I remember at this time, just so many series of events just started happening, right? And I ended up like, in my thought process, I was like, okay, I remember the Oaks. I remember when we used to go to the Oaks with Kaleo, and I remember that was like, up there was just like alone time with God. And so I ended up applying to the Oaks. And that was actually the time where I was like, okay, God, like, my life is yours. And it was hard, you know, it wasn't easy. I remember as I was doing the application process, like, I was crying because I knew for a fact, like, I wasn't in control of my life anymore. But backtracking, actually, before I even went up to the Oaks, I had come to the Kaleo homecoming. I remember sitting and just seeing like how far Kaleo had gone and like changed, as I hadn't stepped into the teen center in like, what, like 7 years maybe, or 6. And I was like, oh, I'd like to be a part of that. Like, that's something I'd want to be a part of. Yeah, because like there's something about just building within your community and building with people that you know. And not only that, like, we're transformed to it. This isn't like I give you something, it's like a give and take type of thing. And so fast forward, I was summer staff at the Oaks, and after that, Aaron got in contact with me, and he we just started talking, and it was crazy because now I'm actually serving at the teen center, and it's amazing. I think it is exactly how it says in Psalms, take delight in the Lord and he will give you the desires of your heart. It's such a privilege to be able to just serve, but also be served, you know, because this isn't like I give the youth something, but the youth give something back to me as well. My name is Valeska Peñate, and this is my Teen Center story.